Hello everybody, my name is William and welcome back to another Roblox Bee Swarm Simulator video where today I am here to talk about white hives again. Because my last white hive composition did not go well, I didn't explain it very well, and I was quite the noob to white hives. So I'm currently a half-decent white hive. Wait, why do I have exhausted? Hold up, give me a minute. Okay, no, this is embarrassing. Excuse me, 73,966 royal jellies for a rascal. Okay, I'm done. This game hates me. There we go. All right, now we're good. Okay, back to the video. All right, so today I'm here to explain white hives and redo my white hive composition because the last one was really scuffed. So before we start talking about bees and stuff, I want to talk about amulets because this is actually the most important part of a white hive. So you're going to need the Supreme Star Amulet with a double passive Star Saw and Gummy Star. You also need to have a Stick Bug Amulet with Honey from tokens, Pollen, and a Bee Attack. It's okay if you have white pollen instead of pollen, but try to get pollen instead of white pollen because pollen overall is better than white pollen. I currently don't have Bee Attack on my Stick Bug Amulet, but that's because I'm having some really bad RNG and I can't get any good Stick Bug Amulets. But yeah, so Honey from tokens is really important. That's the main point of your Stick Bug Amulet because that Honey from tokens will multiply that percentage will be added on to the amount of honey you get from your Gummy Star, because the Gummy Star pops into a bunch of honey tokens and gumdrops, and those honey tokens are equal to the amount of colorless gifted bee types you have, like the percentage. Each of them add up to 1.5%. Let's say I have 30% in gifted colorless bee types, and I get an 100 billion Gummy Star. I get 30 billion from that Gummy Star, and also I get 50% more honey from that Gummy Star because of my Gummy Boots. I get 75% more because of my Golden Stick Bug Amulet. I get another 75% more from my Petal Belt. You get the point. The more honey from tokens you have, like the more percentage you have, the more honey you're gonna get from your Gummy Star. And also, by the way, this is extremely important. Have the honeybee. Where is it? Here it is. 2 times. Wait, no, that's 1.5. 1.5 times honey from tokens. That's cooked. All right. That is overpowered. Be sure you have a honeybee. Also, this is important. On your shell amulet, make sure you have goo, honey from tokens, and white pollen. Try to get at least what I have on my amulet. That's at least decent. I would very much prefer honey from tokens instead of goo on my Supreme Shell Amulet. It's not that big of a deal, but it kind of is. All right. So now let's talk about bees. So the first bee you're going to want in your white hive is Basic Bee. Why exactly is because it multiplies your pollen by 1.2. And that is going to help Star Saw convert a lot more, and it's going to help you collect a lot more, get your Gummy Stars bigger and all that. And overall, Basic Bee is essential to every color hive because of this pollen multiplier. As strange as this is, you do not need your Bomber Bee. Bomber Bee is only 15% bomb pollen. I know it's 1.5 HFT from Gummy Stars, but it's worth it more to get another vector instead of having Bomber Bee. You need Brave Bee for the extra bee attack, so your Star Saw converts more. You do not need Bumble or Cool Bee because those are blue bees. You do not need Rad or Rascal Bee because both of these bees are red bees and they do not affect white hives at all. You're gonna need Hasty Bee for the extra 20% player move speed, and it gives you 1.5% more honey from your Gummy Star. Now, why is move speed important is so you can stretch your triangulates a lot larger than you normally would. So the faster you are, the more distance you'll travel. The more distance you travel, the larger your triangulates get. Now, Gifted Looker Bee is extremely important because of that 50% critical power. Will be very useful for like triangulates. Honestly, it's just bee collection overall. 50% critical power is overpowered. And also you get 1.5% honey from your Gummy Star. So that's really useful. All right, so you're gonna need Stubborn Bee. Why Stubborn Bee? Because it gives you 20% ability token lifespan. And that 20% ability token lifespan will be very handy to like keep your mark tokens up so that way you can collect the mark tokens to spawn in marks or your triangulate tokens if you're not getting to them fast enough. And overall, 20% ability token lifespan is extremely useful, and it gives you 1.5% more honey from your Gummy Star. You do not need Bubble or Bucko Bee, but you do need Commander Bee, and you need Commander Bee for that 5% critical chance and the 1.5% honey from your Gummy Star. You actually do not need Demo or Exhausted Bee because, well, there's actually 2 types of white hives, but I'm doing the more efficient one for you guys, so that way it's just overall easier and more well explained. So you don't need Demo Bee for the same reason you do not need Bomber Bee, which is that bomb pollen, which will fill up your bag a little too quickly. And you do not need Exhausted Bee because, well, you're not going to have very many buzz bombs anyways because you got rid of your Demo and your Bomber Bee, which are the 2 bees that give you bomb tokens in a white hive, and they don't belong in a white hive, really, honestly. So be sure you can get rid of, be sure you go ahead and get rid of Exhausted Bee. All right, now, you do not need Fire Bee, you do not need Frosty Bee, but this bee right here, the Honey Bee. I said this earlier, but this is extremely important because it's 1.5 honey from tokens, like multiplying, not percentage. It multiplies it by 1.5. So you add up this, your stick bug amulet, adds up your shell amulet. Well, if you have HFT on your shell amulet, your gummy boots multiplier, or also coconut clogs if you have those. And it also your petal belt multiplier. Like, those are all multiplied in the end by 1.5 because of your honeybee. So be sure you have the gifted honeybee. You do actually need Rage Bee for the extra bee attack, because that extra bee attack is going to buff your Star Saw a lot. So be sure you have gifted Rage Bee. You do not need gifted Riley Bee. You do absolutely need gifted Shocked Bee because it gives you 25% more white pollen. You need a baby bee for the baby love, because baby love multiplies your pollen by 2, and that's really useful. When baby love is active, you can make so much more than you would without it active. So be sure you have a gifted baby bee for the 1.5% more honey from tokens from your gummy star, and for the 25% loot luck, even if it doesn't actually like affect anything. I know a lot of people are saying that it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I did a more in-depth thing about that on a different video, and that's my how to get tickets fast video, which will be up here in the corner right here. So go ahead, click that link if you're interested in on how to get tickets faster. I'm going off track here, my bad. All right, so you need about 5 gifted carpenter bees because of the honey mark plus and the pollen mark. It will convert your bag with Star Saw a lot more, so be sure you have about 5 gifted carpenter bees, kind of like you would in a red hive. You do not need demon bee, and actually you don't need diamond bee, even though that 100% convert rate seems like it would help the honey mark plus, but it's only 100% convert rate, and overall 100% convert rate is mad useless. You do need gifted lion bee for the extra 2 colorless bee attack, so be sure you have lion bee for that 2 colorless bee attack, because without it, you're not going to have very much bee attack. You need around 3 music bees. Honestly, I think 3 music bees pretty perfect. So for a white hive, have about 3 music bees for that melody, focus, and token link. Every hive needs at least 3 music bees. Some of them run 4 music bees for like a red hive, but I have multiple toy horns on my bees, so I don't really need a 4th music bee in a white hive. So be sure you have a toy horn on your bees. And if you don't have toy horns, like if you didn't play during Beastmas, or like if you got rid of them because you thought they were useless, honestly, you still only need 3 gifted music bees. So be sure you have 3 gifted music bees. You do not need ninja bee, and you do not need shy bee, but you actually need fuzzy bee, and you only need 1 fuzzy bee. Why exactly? Is because as a white hive, you should never boost without a fuzzy hive helping you. A fuzzy hive is someone with a ton of fuzzy bees, and everyone actually should boost with a ton of fuzzy bee helpers. You only need 1 fuzzy bee hive because, well, the whole field will be covered in star flowers, which your star flowers are overpowered for boosting. So be sure you have a fuzzy hive helping you, because you are only going to need 1 fuzzy bee in a white hive. Make sure it's gifted for the extra 1.5% honey from tokens, and the main point of it is pollen haze, the bomb power, and a few fuzz bombs and the fuzz coat. You do not need a spicy bee. I made a mistake of saying you need a spicy bee because I heard that from someone else. They were wrong about it. You do not need spicy bee. I repeat, you do not need spicy bee. As surprising as this is, you actually need 4 gifted tadpole bees because of baby love. The same reason you need baby bees, but honestly, 4 tadpole bees is better than 3, so be sure you have 4 gifted tadpole bees so you almost never run out of baby love. Now, here is the most important bee in a white hive, like by far the most important bee, and that is the vector bee. You are going to need 19 vector bees because they will give you a ton of marks, a ton of triangulates, and also, here comes the really annoyingly expensive part. All of these vector bees need to be gifted. As you can see, I'm still in the process of gifting all my vector bees, but you need 19 gifted vector bees. Like, I know, that's crazy, but it's really important that you gift them all because the mark surge ability is extremely overpowered. So make sure they're gifted for mark surge. You need 19 of them because pollen marks, triangulates, mark surges, and I cannot stress this enough. 19 gifted vector bees. Make sure you have 19. You need the gifted bear bee for the bear morph and for the 1.5% more honey from tokens. I know. Bear bee costs Robux, but in the end, overall, it is really worth the 800 Robux to get that bear morph, because bear morph gives you 2 times pollen and more speed, more jump power, and overall, the bear morph is just crazy overpowered. You do not need cobalt or crimson bee, but you do need festive bee, because that festive gift right here and the honey mark, which are the only 2 really important abilities on this bee, not the gifted thing, not the red bomb plus. It's just mainly the festive gift. Festive gifts are overpowered. In fact, I actually have some crazy luck right here. I got a festive bean from a festive gift. Look at this. It's crazy. I know. Festive bean from a festive gift, which is like who knows how rare that is. I don't even know what the chances of that is, but I'm pretty sure it's like probably 1 in like 100,000 or something, or maybe 1 in a million. But I got a festive bean from a festive gift, which is crazy. But yeah, festive gift also gives you festive blessing for 10 seconds, and that festive blessing gives you faster bees. Like your bees move at 1.5 times the normal speed. So you can stretch your triangulates huge because of that. So festive blessing will give you 100% instant conversion for 10 seconds. So be sure you have a gifted festive bee. You do need gifted gummy bee because this is just common sense. It's a white hive. It's mainly based off goo. You're gonna need that goo barrage glob, and also it gives you like 3 activation points on the gummy morph. So per token, it gives you 3 like activation points. So be sure you have gifted gummy bee. Also, because that 5% honey per pollen. You do in fact need the photon bee for that 5% instant conversion, because instant conversion on a white hive is absolutely broken. It is so helpful. It is overpowered, and I cannot explain that enough. And also, it gives you 1.5% more honey from your gummy star. So be sure you have the photon bee. You do need gifted puppy bee for the levels, for the 20% bond from treats. Also, the fetch ability is, I guess it's decent, kind of. It gives you 20% bond from treats, which is very useful. And also, it gives you that good old 1.5% honey from your gummy star. You do need Tabby Bee for that 50% critical power. You need the gifted Tabby Bee for the 50% critical power, and also Tabby Bee gives you 1.5% honey from your gummy star. So be sure you have gifted Tabby Bee. You do not need gifted Vicious Bee because it's only 15% monster respawn times, which is honestly quite useless in a white hive. So yeah, be sure you get rid of your gifted Vicious Bee. You do need gifted Windy Bee for that 15% instant white conversion and the 2 times boosts from clouds, the tornado, the white boost token, the rain cloud. This entire bee itself is just absolutely overpowered because of all the amazing stats that it has and the abilities that it gives you. Also, it gives you 1.5% more honey from your gummy star. So be sure you have gifted Windy Bee. And that's about it for bees. Now we're going to talk about equipment. You are going to need the gummy boots because it gives you 25% more goo and it gives you that honey from tokens. You are 100% going to need the gummy mask because it gives you 1.25 multiplier on your white pollen, 75% goo, 10% goo conversion, and it gives you more white field capacity and 20% bee ability rate, and most importantly, that gummy morph ability, which will give you so much more goo when you have gummy star active and a gummy morph active. Your gummy star just gets huge. All right, so be sure you have the gummy mask. Now, another important thing that I must mention is how to boost as a white hive. I mentioned that up here in the right hand, the right top hand corner in English. I can't speak English, but right up here, right here is a little card that you can click on that will take you to a video on how to boost. I explain how to boost as a white hive over there, so be sure you check that out. And with all this said, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!